Good morning, friends. In the last lectures, we studied problems selections of the bearings from the manufacturing catalogs. But when the RPMs is constant, means for constant load and constant speeds. So today we will see when the load is different and for different RPMs is designed for cyclic loads and speeds. For cyclic loads and speeds. In some of the applications where RPM is different and where load is different, so for that design of the bearings, means likewise for DC motors, fan, and design of the bearings for mixtures where RPM is different and load is different. So that load may be radial loads or load may be mixture of the radial plus axial loads, but generally for uniaxial loadings we will see design procedures for the bearings. Suppose, as you know, here's a ball bearing operating on the following conditions. Suppose a radial load of 2500 Newton at 700 RPM for 25% above the time, and suppose second load again a radial load of 5000 Newton at RPM is 900 RPM for 50% above the time. So this is second load or second RPMs, and suppose third a radial load of 1000 Newton at 750 RPM for remaining time, means that is 25% above the time. So in this case, a load means here RPM is 700 RPMs for 25% time and 900 RPMs for 50% above the times, and this is 750. So that's why here element times 25% above the 700 RPMs means 350. So that's why here is 175 revolution. 50% means out of 900 is 450 revolutions, and this is 750 of 25% means 300 375. So this is 350 is for 700 375. So that's why 187.5 revolution per minute. So this is N1 RPMs, N2 RPMs and N3 RPMs. So for such type of the loads, as you know, L10 equal to, what is relations? L10 equal to C divided by P raised to 1/3. This is million revolutions. So for one revolutions, yes, 1 divided by L10, or you can consider this is C divided by P by taking these terms in the right hand side, C raised to N, P raised to N 1 divided by 10 to the power, because this is million revolutions. So that's why this is for 1 revolution is equal to life of the bearings, that is C raised to n. This is dynamic load carrying capacity, and this is equivalent dynamic load, and this is 1 divided by 10 to the power 6. This is for 1 revolutions. Suppose for n1 revolutions, this is we can calculate C raised to n, P raised to n, and this is n1 divided by for n1 revolutions. Similarly, for n2 revolutions, same equations we can write. This is C raised to n, P raised to n multiplied by, because this is for n1 revolutions, so that's why n2 revolutions 10 to the power 6. Similarly, for n revolutions, C raised to n, P raised to n multiplied by n divided by 10 to the power 6. Now, by adding these total lipo bearings equal to Cn raised to P raised to n, n1 divided by 10 to the power 6 plus C raised to n, P raised to n, n2 divided by 10 to the power 6 plus C raised to n, P raised to n. Suppose this is n divided by 10 to the power 6. This is equal to. So this is the total number of the revolutions. So that's why, suppose total number of the revolutions means yes, and this is equal to n into Pe raised to n divided by this is n C raised to so actually this is C raised to means this is P divided by C, and this is P divided by C, P divided by C, here's P divided by C, because these terms goes in the right hand sides. So that's why make corrections, and this is C raised to, and this is P raised to n, and this is C raised to n. Now if Pe is equivalent dynamic load, because this is P1, this is P2, and this is P3. This is P1, this is P2, and this is P raised to n. Right? So that's why if Pe is equivalent to dynamic loads, so we can write this is equal to Pe raised to n divided by C raised to n multiplied by n into 10 to the power 6. This is suppose A equation, and this is B equation. Now equating A and B equations, so you will get this is 10 to the power 6, this will get cancelled, and this is C also raised to n, that will cancel, and what is remaining, n1 into p1 raised to n, sorry, this is not p raised to n because this is cube, so that's why this is cube. 1/3 means this is cube. So in this equation, c raised to cube and this 10 to the power 6, that will get cancelled, and what is remaining, plus n2 p2 cube plus n3 p3 cube plus n into pn raised to cube equal to, this is pe raised to 3 multiplied by n. So where n is the total RPMs, or for n is the RPMs for cyclic load, that is sum of n1 plus n2 plus n3 plus. So that's why now by writings, so PE equal to, so we'll get, this is important relations, cube under root n1 p1 cube plus n2 p2 cube plus n3 p3 cube, so and divided by n's. So by using this formula we can calculate equivalent dynamic loads, PE equal to. So after that we can calculate or what is the dynamic load, and according to that we can select the bearings from the manufacturing catalogs. So this is the procedure how we can calculate the equivalent dynamic loads for cyclic loadings. So that's why first we will see first problems related with the this, and here's L10 equal to relations, here C divided by PE raised to 1/3 or C equal to L10 raised to 3. So actually this is C equal to relations so what relations we consider? Or here's PE equal to cube under root summations of P n1 raised to P cube divided by summations of the n. This is formula, right? So here's we consider this is cube. This is L1. Actually, L1. Now this is correct. So C equal to what is formula? L10 raised to 1/3. So by using these relations, we can calculate the dynamic load carrying capacity of the bearings. So this is now correct. So that's why now we will see problems related with the cyclic loading. So please note, today's the first problems, that is for static loading. So this is very simple as compared to selections of the bearings from the manufacturing catalogs. Because you should know what is the dynamic load carrying capacity of the bearings, or how much is the dynamic load that can be taken by the bearings. So after that you can select the bearings from the manufacturing catalogs. So today's note down first problems. A single row deep groove ball bearing has a dynamic load capacity, has a dynamic load capacity, and this is directly given. C, capacity of 4050 newtons, and operates on the following work cycle. First is radial load 5000 Newton and 500 RPM for 25% of time.
second radial load 10,000 Newton at RPM 700 RPM for 50% of the time. Next, third radial load 7,000 Newton at 400 RPM for 25% of the time. Calculate the expected life of the bearings in hours.
So by using this data, we can extract, because this is dynamic load carrying capacity of the bearing given, so we can extract bearing numbers from the manufacturing catalogs. Now, so after selections of the bearings, so how much is the expected life of the bearings? So in the previous case, expected life of the bearings, that is the conditions, and according to that we have to select the bearing numbers. Now here's bearing numbers you can extract, and remaining is the, so what we have to calculate? We have to calculate only life of the bearings, that much complete, means 90% of the bearings, that much complete the life. So here's element times element RPMs, and this is 25% of the 500, so that's why this is 125 N1 equal to, or N1 equal to 125 revolutions. Out of 700s, 50%, so that's why this is 350 revolutions, means 0.5 multiplied by 700, and this is 0.25 multiplied by 500, so that's why this is 125. N3 equal to, this is 0.25 multiplied by 400, and this is 100 revolutions. Now, as per the formulas, so we can calculate value of the, so here's N1 multiplied by P1 cube, N2 P2 cube, N3 P3 cube, and divided by N. So this is the equivalent dynamic load, and this is cube root. So that's why here Cn equal to, now total RPMs, this is 125, this is revolutions 350, hundreds. So 125, 350 means 475 plus 100. So this is 575 revolutions per minute. Now put PE equal to cube under root, N1 equal to 125 radial load, this is 5000 Newton cube, plus N2 RPMs 350 multiplied by loads 10,000, third RPMs 100 multiplied by loads, radial load 7,000. Why this is P1 equal to? Because P1, since P1 equal to, yes, only X into FR plus V into YFA. So here's X equal to 1 and FR equal to load, that is 5000 plus, assume this is 1 and this is y equal to, and this axial load equal to 0. So that's why P1 equal to 5000 newtons. So try to understand this. Now N equal to how much? That is 575. So put here 575, and this is cube under root. Now by using calculations, calculate this is equivalent dynamic load. So this equivalent dynamic load equal to 8860 newtons. Now as per our formulas, L10 equal to C divided by PE raised to cube. So L10, this is million revolutions, C equal to, this is given 4050 divided by equivalent dynamic loads. So this is we already calculated, 8860 raised to cube. So L10, this is we will got in million revolutions. So this values near about 95.5, but this is in million revolutions. So that's why, but here we require calculate the expected life of the bearings in hours. Now we knows L10 equal to 60 into N multiplied by L10H divided by 10 to the power 6. So this is basic formula. So L10H equal to L10 multiplied by 10 to the power 6 divided by 60, and RPMs N equal to, this is 575. So put L10 equal to this 95.5 multiplied by 10 to the power 6, this is 60, and this is life of the expected life of the bearings in terms of hours. So this is equal to 2768 hours. So this is the minimum life of the bearings that you found, 2768. So this much is the minimum life of the bearings that can complete, because this is L10H, means 90% of the bearings that can complete, and this is the 2768 hours. So try to understand, L10 means this is the 90% above the bearings, L50 means 50% above the bearings, because the life of the bearings and the that is given in the manufacturing catalogs. So by considering L10 means minimum 90% above the bearings complete that much life. So this is first problems. So in these problems, expected life of the bearing that is to be calculated. In the sum of the problems, expected life of the bearings may be given, and we have to calculate the what is the dynamic load carrying capacity, and how you can calculate, means how you can select the manufacturing bearings from the manufacturing catalogs. Means we have to select according to the dynamic carrying capacity, you can select the different bearings from the manufacturing catalogs. So note down second problems. The work cycle for a bearing is as follows. as follows.
(3,000 Newton radial load and 700 Newton axial load. This is given.
Axial load
At 300 RPM for half cycle. Half cycle means
50% above the time.
second work cycles 3500 Newton radial load at 500 RPM for 25% above the time. Sorry. Third, 2000 Newton radial load at 1000 RPM for remaining time. The outer ring rotates. The outer ring
rotates. Find the
find the rotate life
in
at 5 hours per
day
for this bearing, assuming 240 days working per year. C equal to 12233
newtons.
C0
7
784 Newton. X equal to 0.56
and y equal to 0. So this is given. This is actually question papers problems. So actually when x equal to 0.56,
y equal to sum of the values, but here's x equal to 0.56 given and y equal to 0. So according to the given data, we can calculate what is the expected life of the bearings, that is in years, when 5 hours per day and 240 days working days per years. So first N1 equal to and this is 300 RPMs, 300 divided by half cycles, so this is equal to 150 revolution. N2 equal to, this is 500 multiplied by 0.25, this is equal to 125 revolutions. N3 equal to this is 1000 RPMs for remaining times, means remaining time is the, because already 50% and this is 25% consumed, so remaining time is the 25%. So that's why 1000 multiplied by again 0.25, this is equal to 250 revolutions, and n equal to n1 plus n2 plus n3. So this is 150 plus 125 plus 250. So this is 400, 525 revolution, right? So what is next we requires is the P1, P2, P3. So P1 equal to, what is formula? X FR plus V Y into FA. So X equal to 0.56, FR this is given 3000. Now outer race is rotating, so that's why here's plus 1.2, Y equal to 0, and this axial load is 700. So that's why P1 equal to 0.56 multiplied by 3000. So today I forget to bring calci. So that's why P1 equal to 1500 something. So we'll check basic equations. Sorry, because we consider this is actually this is VFR plus YFA. So that's why 0.56 multiplied by outer race rotating. So that's why this is 1.2 multiplied by this is 0 into 700 multiplied by 3000 plus 0. So P1 equal to, see such type of the basic mistake maybe happens during the examinations. So try to remember the problems during the examinations, otherwise you can refer the design data book during the examinations. Now this is P1 equal to 2016 Newton. Similarly, P2 equal to, you can calculate XVFR plus YFA. Now this is YFA, this is no need to calculate that. So X equal to 0.56 multiplied by against V equal to 1.2 multiplied by loads 3500. So calculate, this is P2 0.56 multiplied by 1.2 into 3500. So this values 1.2 times 500 means 0.2016. So this is 2116 Newton, because here's only 3000. Similarly, P3 equal to XVFR, X equal to 0.56, V 1.2, FR, this is 2000 Newton. So this is equal to 0.56 multiplied by 2000. 1.2 means 2400 multiplied by 0.56. So I don't have calci, so that's why this terms 2400 multiplied by 0.56, that is equal to something 1 2, suppose this is 50 Newton. Check this because I don't have calci. So what is next steps? Now calculate equivalent dynamic loads, and this is equal to 3 n1 p1 cube plus n2 p2 cube plus n3 p3 cube divided by n. This n1 equal to 150 multiplied by P1s, this is 2016 cube, n2 equal to 125 multiplied by P2 2116 plus n3 RPMs, and this is 250 multiplied by 1250 cube divided by n equal to 525. So calculate these values. So that is equivalent dynamic capacity of the bearings. So after these steps, because I don't have calci, so calculate this. So after that, what is next steps? L10 C divided by PE raised to 3. So C equal to dynamic load carrying capacity, this is given 12233 and divided by these values cube equal to, calculate that. So after that, L10 equal to 60 into n L10H divided by 10 to the power 6 L10H equal to, suppose this value equal to assume this is, because equivalent dynamic load, suppose this is 1 or this is 2000. Assume this is, assume, because due to non-availability of the calculators, and this is 2000, this is 2000 Newton. So here this is 2000. So that's why L10 and this is suppose 130. This is where assuming this is million revolutions. Million revolutions. Now 60 into n equal to 525 multiplied by 130 divided by 10 to the power 6, and this is 130. Suppose this is equal to 4000 hours. So this is approximately L10. So this bearings can complete. This much is the life. Now, as per given data, for 1 year, here 5 hours, 5 hours per day, I multiplied by 240 working days. So that's why this is 24 means hours. So that's why life of bearing in years equal to, that is 4000 hours divided by, this is 1200 hours, means this is equal to 3.5 years approximately. This is 3.4 something, right? So the expected life of the bearings means 90% of the bearings can complete if the 5 hours working day, 5 hours per day is the life of the bearings, and if working days are for years is 240 days for 1 year. So the running time of the bearings for 1 year, that is 1200 hours, and calculated life of the bearings, that much complete maximum is the 4000 hours. So 4000 hours divided by 1200, this is per years. So total years is approximately 3.4 years. So next problems. A ball bearing is operating on a cycle, work cycle, on a work cycle consists of three parts, namely a radial load 2500 newtons at 1440 rpm for 1 quarter cycle, a radial load of 1000 Newton at 720 rpm for 1/2 cycle, and a radial load of 5000 Newton at, I guess this is 1440 RPM.
For remaining cycle. Expected life is
1200 hours.
This is different for
Problems. Calculate dynamic load carrying capacity of the bearing.
So all problems are different. So in this problems, this is radial load is given and expected life is given. So according to that, we can calculate what is the dynamic load carrying capacity of the bearings, means C, that is to be calculated. So according to that, you can select the different bearings from the manufacturing catalogs.
So first we'll calculate N1 RPMs. N1 equal to, this is 1440 for 1 quarters. 1440 divided by 1/4. So this is 720 divided by 2. 720 means this is 360 revolution. N2 equal to 720 divided by
1/2 cycles.
1/2 cycles means divided by 2. This is again 360 revolutions. N3 equal to 1440 1/4 means again this is 360 revolutions. So N equal to total revolutions 0006668 1080 revolutions. Now P1 equal to X VFR. So X equal to 1, V equal to 1, assume, and this P1 2500 Newton. So that's why P1 equal to 2500. Similarly, P2 equal to 1000 Newton and P3 equal to 5000 Newton. Right? So this is complete. Now we can calculate equivalent dynamic load cube under root N1 P1 cube plus N2 P2 cube plus N3 P3 cube divided by N cube under root N1 equal to 360 P1 2500 cube N2 again 360 P2 1000 cube 360 multiplied by 5000 cube divided by N equal to 1080. Equivalent dynamic capacity PE equal to, this is equal to 3614 newtons. Right? Now what is to be calculated? This is expected life in hours. Calculate the dynamic loads. So here, as we know that L10 equal to 60 into N L10H divided by 10 to the power 6. So L10 equal to 60 1080 L10, this is given 1200s divided by 10 to the power 6 million revolutions. So this is equal to 77.76 million revolutions, right? So what is next relations? L10 equal to C divided by PE raised to cube. So this is basic relations. So that's why we can write this is 77.76 multiplied by 10 to the power 6, because this is million revolutions, multiplied by PE cube. So no need 10 to the power 6 multiplied by or directly we can write this is 1/3 multiplied by PE equal to C. So C equal to PE, this is 3614 multiplied by 77.76, C equal to, this is 15423 newtons. So this is the dynamic load carrying capacity. See, such type of the confusions maybe happens, million revolutions, you maybe consider this is 77.76 multiplied by 10 to the power 6. But the dynamic load carrying capacity of the bearings, so that may be 1 lakhs, maximum 1 lakhs, 2 lakhs, etc. And this is 15,423, this is correct. C equal to dynamic load carrying capacity. So that's why today we will stop here. So these are the problems related with the cyclic loadings when the different loads, so that may be combinations of the radial load, axial load, and for different cycle times, what is the design procedures for the cyclic loadings. So these are the problems related with the cyclic loadings. So in the next class we will see problems related with the reliability, that is according to the what is the reliability of the bearings, means probability, how much is the maximum percentage of the bearings can complete. So that reliability we will see in the next problems or in the next class. So that is related with the, because in these bearings we are considering 90% of the bearings can complete that much life, but what is the actual reliability of the bearings, so that we will see in the next class.
So that's why today we'll stop here and we will continue remaining portions. Bearings survival more than 90% above the bearings, that how much is the life above the bearings that can complete more than 90% above the reliability, that we will see in the next class. So that's why today I stop here and we will continue remaining portions above the rolling contact bearings in the next class. So after completions about the rolling contact bearings, we can start sliding contact bearings. So we will continue in the next class remaining portions above the rolling contact bearing. Thank you.